Hey man, welcome to GameStop. What can I help you with?
I would like to buy this game.
Okay, yeah, let me take a look real quick. Okay. Yeah, you know what? We actually have the user's guide for it as well if you'd like to buy that. And it goes
Oh
great with the game.
no, I just want to get the game.
Oh, I mean, we got lanyards for the game. We've got, coasters. We've got these little bobblehead thingies that is the craze right now. And they're actually on sale. And they would be great.
No, 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 I just want the game. Thank you.
Okay, well, would you like to join our membership and get the GameStop card, the GameStop rewards card?
I'm already a member.
Okay, do you have your card with you by chance?
No, can I just use my phone number?
I mean, yeah, sure. Hold on, let me pull it up in our systems real quick. Okay, let's see. Yeah, no, it says that your membership expired 2 months ago. So would you like to renew that today for an additional $45?
No, I would just like to buy this game.
Okay. I can give you a 20% discount if you renew your membership and get the user's guide.
I
An
would just
additional
like to
20%.
buy this game.
Okay. I mean, you're missing out on some great discounts.
Sir,
Um,
just take my money. I would like to buy the game.
just take a deep breath. We will get this handled as soon as possible. So that was a yes on the renewal for the rewards, right? So let me go ahead
No,
and add that
no.
up.
God damn it! Just sell me the game. I just want the game. This one game I got. This one cartridge. This game for my PlayStation 4. Just sell it to me. I just want this. That's it. Nothing else.
For $10 more, you can get the Elite 50th Anniversary Classic Edition.
You know what?
For the
Keep your
same
game. Keep your game. Fuck you, GameStop. I'm going home to hang myself.
Well, as always, thank you for shopping at GameStop and hope to see you again.
Nerd is the new sexy. Mm.
All right, everyone. This is Wildfire One. You are watching and listening to Nerd's New Sexy Entertainment's podcasts. This is episode 91. With me today is,
Grizzly McBee, what's up, y'all?
and tell them about our podcast topic today, Grizz.
Today our topic is GameStop.
It's not just about GameStop. It's going to be about more so because GameStop's dying. GameStop
It is.
it's fading slowly out of existence. It's almost going the way of Blockbuster Video. And before we go any further, I would like to thank Nocturnal Minded for giving us this idea. He actually got in contact with me and told me, "Hey, this would be a great podcast idea." And upon hearing it, I was like, "Fuck, you know what? Yeah, it would be, right?"
Wild called me up and he's like, "Dude, this is the idea that was just given to me. What do you think?" And the first thing that popped in my mind was, "Fuck you, GameStop. Let's do this shit."
Now, before we couldn't talk too much about GameStop because we had people that were with us that were more or less employees, and they're harsh on that shit. Like, if you work for GameStop, you can't talk about it's like Fight Club, the number one rule. Yeah, he had told us, he had mentioned this to me, and I called Grizzly, and he said it was a good idea too. So we decided to talk about it. It's actually kind of an interesting topic because
Topic to cover, yeah.
it's an interesting topic to cover because if you think about it, GameStop's been around for how long?
A long time.
Well, it's one of those things that you can't say that you didn't bring your kid to GameStop to buy a game, or you didn't go to GameStop yourself to buy a game. When True did the Switch midnight release, he was at GameStop, So
Yeah.
so that's just the thing. So honestly, before we get any further, how do you feel about it possibly dying? If GameStop were to disappear, poof, go the way of Blockbuster, how would you feel about that?
There's the bad part about it going, because you can go into GameStop, and boom, there's the game right there. You can get hands on with it right then and there.
Physical, go home, play, install it, and play it.
But the positive about GameStop being gone is you can still buy those same games at Walmart. You can still buy those same games at Target. You can still buy those same games on Amazon, eBay,
You can still get the physical,
Craigslist, PlayStation Network, whatever the Xbox store is. I haven't had an Xbox in a long time, so I couldn't tell you.
Whatever whatever the Xbox online store is, the equivalent of PlayStation Network.
Any backdoor website that sells hacked games. I mean, they're there.
Well, there's also those ma and pa places that sell
that
sell
there are
retro
those
games and games in general.
Yeah, there was at the mall we used to work at before GameStop moved in was Software Etc.
Yeah, but I think GameStop bought out Software Etc.
Yeah, I think they did too. I mean, they bought out several different smaller companies.
And this is that's actually what I was going to get to. This is a great segue to what I was going to say. So if you think about it, GameStop started, of course it started small. It didn't just get created and was huge, but when they started getting bigger, they almost monopolized. They bought, what is it, EB Games, or whatever, B&E. I think they got
G4 Games or something like that.
Yeah, they bought a bunch of different places, Software Etc. being one of them. And what they did was they replaced those stores with a GameStop. And they almost, like I said, it's almost like, if you think about it, it's almost borderline monopoly. And I'm surprised they didn't get busted for it. And I think what saved them was the fact that, like you have Walmart selling games. You can still get games off of Amazon. You can still get games from like Kmart,
GameFly.
And I think it started out, GameStop had its humble beginnings, and it kind of got big and started doing really good. And the thing is what I think where this comes from is there's always that next big thing. And in our case it was GameStop when it came to because Software Etc. sold just about everything, but GameStop was video games and everything video game related. So that, and on top, if you think about it, for gamers, that you can't go wrong. So that's the next big thing. Well, the next big thing now is what you can order online. You can get the digital copy. You don't even have to hold the physical copy anymore. You can just you can avoid going to like the opening skit. You can avoid going to GameStop and dealing with, would you like to buy this? Would you like to buy that? Can I interest you in this, that, and the other thing? And you can just avoid that altogether. And I think that's
like with the PlayStation Network when you wanted me to start playing Star Wars Battlefront 2 with you. I didn't want to go to GameStop, and they didn't have it at Walmart or Target. So you're like, hey, just buy it off PlayStation Network.
It's on sale.
I don't own a hard copy. I have the digital copy.
Yeah, me neither. I bought it offline.
And it works phenomenally.
And the beautiful part is you don't need to put the disc in.
You don't have to have the disc in.
Yeah. That's another good part of digital. But I think that there's something to be said about being able to hold on to a physical disc, hold on to something physical and enjoying that and having it there. And I think that's slowly dying on us,
Yeah.
I think, because, pictures used to be a physical thing. Now they're all digital. Now, music used to be a tape. Now you just MP3s. It's not, there's a lot of things. We're living in the digital age right now. Everything, you don't have to have it as a physical copy, which is good and bad. It's very good and bad. What do you think is killing GameStop at the moment?
What is killing GameStop at the moment is
what are the cons rather? What's I know what I personally hate when I go there, and we did touch base on that, but what do you think is basically what's stabbing GameStop to death? What's
two things, honestly, in my opinion. First is they buy games and they buy systems, but they don't give you a damn thing for it.
Yeah, you pay for a $60 game, you go back and you're like, I don't like this game, and they're like, oh, here's $5,
If that.
Here's $5 and a fist in the ass.
Yeah, if the game that you're trying to sell back to them is over a year old, you're lucky to get a few dollars.
Yeah.
And then they turn around and sell it for $30-$40.
Yeah, and that's the circle of a video game's life for GameStop. And in fact, if you think about it, that's a lot of their revenue. Of course
Yeah.
they gotta give a cut of that to the people who made the game and and whatnot. I'm not 100% sure how that process goes. I know that there's a cut being given. It's just their way of screwing you. Either way, it's the circle of life for video games, and they ended up making a lot of money off of this. In fact, I remember there was kind of a controversy when PlayStation Network and Xbox, the equivalent of theirs, would do something, and they talked about selling games online. I believe GameStop went apeshit about that slightly.
Oh, yeah.
Because they couldn't butt fuck all the people that was bringing games back.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, you said that was one thing. You said there was two things. So
the second thing is the policy itself for the employees, in the fact that just because you want to buy one thing, they have to try and sell you other things. They have to, or they get in trouble.
Yeah, that's
and
not
could possibly lose their jobs.
That's not them just being assholes. It's not them like, oh, you want to buy this, that, and the other thing? You want to do this, that, and the other? No, they have to. Their bosses tell them they have to try and upsell you. They want you to buy, the not the instruction manual, but the manual, like the gameplay manual, the booklet,
the gamers,
guide, the amiibos for it, what have you. Everything you can think of, we're having sales on this, that, and the other thing. Anything they can, and then of course at the end it's always, oh, are you a member? And because they want to upsell you, they want to get that money, and I understand why they do it, but the beauty of when GameStop first started, it was always, I'd grab a game and the employee would go, no, you don't want that game. That game sucks. They can't say that no more. Nope. And they wouldn't.
They'll try to sell you that game and every other game that is in the same genre as that game.
And it's just bad. It's and it's not the employee's fault. Don't get us wrong. It's not the employee's fault. It's the fault of the company. The fault lies within the company. And I think that's one of the big arrows in the knee for them, if you get my drift. That's one of the big that's one of the big knives in their back, because it's one of those situations where they were the only game in town. And I've said this before. I've said this to a few people that when I've talked about this. If you guys if you the viewers ever seen South Park, you probably know what I'm referencing. Well, I know. Do you ever see the South Park episode where they do the stuff for the cable company? Where the guy rubs his nipples. Oh, we're the only ones. Oh, it's too bad.
We realize this may be an inconvenience to you, and we hope you will voice all your concerns to us, because the customer is always our bitch.
And that's what GameStop reminds me of, because they bought out all the competition. All the large competition. So they'd be like, oh, you want to go somewhere and not get harassed? Oh, it's too bad. We're the only one. Because they are the only game in town, as far as selling what they sell exclusively. So in general, you think that the way they're handling their business is killing them, and
the fact that they screw you over when they go to buy product from you.
So okay, the way they handle their business mostly. So
in general, yeah.
Their business ethics is pretty much killing it. And I mean, let's not even get into the fact that sometimes when you reserve a game, they forget your reservation. Your money's just wasted. I've had that issue. I think True's had that issue. There's been a few of us that's had that issue where you reserve a game and somehow, some way, your money gets lost in the internet, some way, lost in the void, in their computers, and they're like, oh, you didn't give us money. I've had that problem. We talked about a lot of the bad things with GameStop. Let's talk about some of the good stuff.
They have a large variety in a small little area.
Small. Everyone I've seen was a small little area.
Yeah, I mean, I saw one big GameStop, but it was in Southern California.
Well, let me add to that. One of the things I like, because we're talking about the pros to GameStop, is that they don't just sell games anymore. They sell stuff like, bobbleheads, or what are those pop figures? Souvenirs. They sell little collectibles. Yeah.
Collectibles.
You can get like little Zelda things, and I know it's all about games and stuff and about anime, but they sell little things that the nerd loves. You know what I mean? And that's also a great idea for them. And honestly, I think that's where some of their money would come from. And it's just gonna go back to what's killing them. The biggest thing that's killing them is ordering online from like PlayStation Network and what have you, and then Amazon is killing GameStop too, if you think about it.
Yeah,
because you're just ordering online. You don't have to, and you can get a physical copy. You don't have to deal with all the bullshit. Yeah, there's some good things about GameStop, especially early GameStop when it first started. According to the internet, they're closing
USA Today.
Yeah, they're closing 150 stores. That's a hit, man. That's I mean, I don't know how many stores they have open countrywide or worldwide, what have you, but that's 150 stores. That's how many employees, if you think about it?
6 to 8 per store.
150
sometimes
stores.
More, depending on the size of the store. 1,000, 2,000 employees, maybe.
That's pretty bad, man. That's kind of scary. Now, I can't necessarily say that this is going to mean they're going the way of Blockbuster Video. And for those that don't understand what killed Blockbuster Video, if you guys are so young you don't know what the reference means, what killed Blockbuster Video was Netflix and streaming video.
Yep.
Because why the fuck are you going to go to a store when you can just order something and watch it from home, or just have it delivered to you?
And see, when Blockbuster went out of business, that just made GameStop that much more desirable. Because I don't know about you guys, those old enough to remember Blockbuster, but that's where I used to figure out which game I wanted before I went and bought it.
Oh, rental games?
Because
yeah.
I'd rent it for a week or two. Okay, get halfway through the game and go, yeah, I want this game. And then spend another week or two getting back up to that spot, or even being able to buy it from Blockbuster as a used game.
Cheap. And Blockbuster was good about that. Unfortunately, though, I mean, what do you think? In 5 years, 10 years, do you think we're going to have a GameStop?
No.
You think it's
No.
You think it's doomed?
I think in the next 10 years, there won't be a GameStop because nobody's going to be buying disc games anymore. It's all going to be digital downloads. You're going to have to buy it from, whatever console store, whether it be the PlayStation Network or, the
Xbox, whatever have you, Microsoft Network or whatever.
Yeah, there you go, the Microsoft Network, or Steam.
Steam. Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about Steam. Steam is another good one, and Steam is amazing. Like, I don't have nothing bad to say about Steam.
In the next 10 years, I guarantee you there's probably going to be more sites like Steam to where you can go and buy the digital copies of games for the computer, for the Xbox, depending on if Sega's ever going to come out of the closet and throw something else out there.
Well, Sega's doing games right now. They've dropped out of those console wars. They lost horribly, but that's a podcast for another time.
Yeah. But that's my opinion.
Yeah, and it's honestly, I think so too. I don't think that the GameStop's going to be around the next 10 years. It just matters what the next big thing is going to be. And I think it's going to be what we've talked about, these digital downloads. There's going to be people like even me who is going to want a physical copy of a game. The thing that's
definitely
the thing that's been the downfall, the big downfall, and you, the listener, you guys can agree or disagree, just let us know. But I think the big downfall for GameStop has been their own attitude, their own, how they make, like you said, they make their employees. Would you like to buy this? Would you like to buy that? Give us more of your money. $60 isn't enough. It's almost like you go in there and you're being harassed by a car salesman. You know, you don't want to deal with that. You want to go in, get the game, go. You know, and go on with your life. Go on with your merry way. And you know, the one thing I will give GameStop employees this, and they kind of have to, is they mention if like a mom's buying a game for a kid, they mention that it's the rating system. You know, they're like, oh, this is an adult game. You probably shouldn't buy this for the kid. And but if you think about it, they kind of have to. They kind of have to say that. But it's nice that at least they do that. You know, it's not like, oh, you want to buy a Grand Theft Auto for your fucking 4-year-old? Okay. Mommy, I saw boobies in this game. But I don't think games. I think that Amazon is another contender. Amazon's really good about getting games online. Imagine having money in GameStop and seeing that stock price go down.
Yeah, see, and it even says here the biggest increase in competition from retailers of GameStop is Amazon, Best Buy, Walmart.
Yeah. Well, and if you think about it, Best Buy, Walmart, Kmart, what have you, they can give a flying fuck about if you buy a game there or not, because they're so busy trying to sell other stuff. And that's what's going to suck, is if you think about it. Let's talk about this for a second. Where are we going to get our consoles? Get Walmart's and Best Buy and all that? You know, if you think about it, Walmart, if GameStop were to go the way of Blockbuster Video, Walmart, you know, Best Buy, all these other places, what have you, they're going to bump the prices up on shit.
Yeah.
So that could be a bad thing.
Here's another reason why they're closing so many stores is just in the last year, they had a 13.6% drop in global sales.
Oof.
Global sales.
This is from the internet, guys.
This is from USA Today Tech.
And again, I blame GameStop. I blame the company. I blame the fact that that's the reason I don't go there. I don't want to go there and get harassed by a fucking employee. And it's not the employee's fault. What could save GameStop?
Oh, well, this is what's going to save GameStop. Because their number in video games sales have shrunk drastically.
Mm-hmm.
The GameStop technology brands that they will be opening will include cell phones.
That makes sense.
Tablets.
Well, when you and I used to work together, the GameStop there started doing that, you know, and I thought that was weird, but
apparently these stores, that's all they're going to be selling. They won't be selling actual games.
Wow, so they're going to
be selling.
They're gonna go in a different direction,
consoles.
but that maybe that'll save them. Maybe that'll be the saving grace for GameStop. As long as they don't make the same mistake they've done in the past. Oh, would you like to buy the this, that, and the other thing for your tablet? No one wants that.
From what this is saying, GameStop bought ThinkGeek.
What?
And
really?
GameStop's collectible business, which features the apparel retailer ThinkGeek, rose 28%. Because of strong interest in Pokemon toys and gear.
ThinkGeek is good about that stuff. I like the ThinkGeek website. ThinkGeek might pull GameStop out of the shitter. What could be the saving grace? Like the God's hand in this case.
The God's hand to save GameStop would be stop forcing your employees to be dicks. That's A.
Don't be car salesmen.
Number 2, stop screwing people over on games and consoles that they're wanting to sell back.
Yeah, at
when
least
you
give
know
them
damn well you're going to give somebody a penny for a 5-year-old game and turn around and sell it for $30.
At least give them maybe like 15% of what the game was worth. You know, if it's a newer game, maybe 25 to 30%.
Exactly. And C, that's 3. There's 1, 2, 3. Treat people better. Stop being pricks. I'll go to Walmart. I have a credit card now. I can go on Amazon. I can go on eBay. Games were created for us.
Our generation. When we were kids. Yeah.
Our generation.
We grew up loving it.
Granted, yes, Wild does have some gray in his beard. And yes, 99% of people that meet the two of us together think I am his older brother.
Which is funny.
Which is funny because he is 6 years older than I am. Almost 7 years older than I am.
Oh, if I shave this, I get carded. It's not even funny.
Oh
This
yeah,
is why I got
you
it.
look like a baby.
I look like I'm a fucking 14-year-old. Like I was in high school. And like I never changed. It's creepy. But, yeah, it's...
But yeah, games were created for our generation. You know,
And now we're adults. And now we have credit cards and
the 80s era kids, we still want to play video games.
Well, the games
is
grew up with
our
us.
childhood.
The video games grew up with us.
Exactly.
The stories
They
got more
evolved
intense.
as we evolved.
Exactly. I mean, you guys, the audience, the viewer, the listener, would you rather, let us know. Would you rather buy a video game from like Amazon or digitally off of, PlayStation Network or Microsoft Network or what have you? Or would you rather go and be harassed, and get bothered? And again, these employees don't mean it. They have to. If they don't, they're going to get in trouble. And they have to give you that spiel at the end. Oh yeah, if you go to this website, tell me how I did, all that stuff. They have to do that. But would you rather not be harassed or be constantly hounded to do something else? And I think the answer is obvious.
Yeah, you put in your number, you press enter again, or you click the X button or the A button twice.
Bling.
Then you confirm,
Download,
and then boom, hey, guess what? It's downloading. Takes
depending on
anywhere
how
from
fast your
5
internet is.
seconds to 12 hours to download the game.
3 days, depending on how fast your internet is.
Depending on your internet, yeah. And you're gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of having to go out in 140-degree heat.
And honestly, do you think that the digital age, and I'm going to call it that, the digital age, do you think that the age we're in now is better than it was? Do you think that we're better off for not having physical copies of games?
It really all depends. Me being just like you, it's the nostalgia factor.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I had a hard copy of, Far Cry 5. I wish I had the hard copy of that, but I just have the digital copy.
Yeah.
Love that game to death.
Bought it offline.
Love it to death. There's always going to be those games where you want the hard copy, just for the memories.
Mm-hmm.
Just for the memories, and to say, hey, everybody else downloaded it. I got the hard copy right here.
Well, with the hard copy comes, an instruction manual, in some cases, not anymore, and some other things that come with it. And so that there's that nostalgia.
Some cases it comes with stickers or inside the box. Comes with patches. Like I know a couple of the Call of Duties came with actual patches inside.
Mm-hmm. And you don't get that with a digital copy. You just get...
Yeah, no, you don't. But with a digital copy, you don't have to deal with the hustle and bustle of picking it off the shelf, standing in line, listening to a bunch of bullshit.
Well, that's another
and then
thing,
traveling
standing
all
in
over
line.
Waiting to download it.
That's another thing, standing in line.
Standing in line.
Sometimes it's a good experience. You talk to people, and sometimes it's a really bad experience. You get dipshits in front of you and behind you, and crying kids, and then all you want to do is get out of there by the time you get to the register, and they want to give you the spiel, and you're like, just fucking sell me the game, please. I think we've talked all we could about that. I mean, I don't expect this to be a super long podcast, but let's go ahead and get into some news here. I think it's fairly obvious because we're going to talk about your punishment. I think it's fairly obvious what they want you to do from the polls.
Find out
online.
who created the internet and shoot them.
From the
lag,
because Minder put a poll up on his punishment. Well, one of them was, I guess, to dress up like Wonder Woman with like makeup and a tiara, and I don't know what she wanted you to do with that.
A wig and like the little dress thingy.
And that's
and
the
do
one
like
that's
the little spinning hand shit,
and that's the one that seems to be winning. And honestly, that's the one I voted for. So, and then the other one was basically, I guess you were supposed to sing a song. In a
I
tutu.
honestly don't know. I was just waiting for you guys to tell me. I saw the post and I immediately blocked it. So
Well, the one that's winning, I think it's like 54 to like 48 or something like that. And the one that's winning is the one where he's gonna have to wear makeup, and that's gonna be interesting.
I'm not
to see.
shaving, so.
Well, no, don't shave.
Gonna...
Don't shave. But you can wear makeup, makeshift makeup, and good news is you got friends to help you with that. But this is what I'm getting to. What do you think of your punishment?
I mean, and technically, I lost. Thanks to lag and the fact that Wild can't hear we're shit.
Bullshit! You seen the podcast? You fucking heard it.
Yeah, lag.
Okay, well, go on.
Because in one spot you can even see my mouth moving and me saying my name, and then you hear Minder, and then you hear me. But my mouth is already moving, and then my mouth stops moving. You hear Minder, and then you hear Grizzly, and my mouth is no longer moving because I had already said it.
But you heard Minder first. But my point is okay, so...
Regardless of what I have to do, I will do it. What's up, Sam? You want to say hi?
I was watching him creep up.
No,
what was the punishment you were going to give Minder if you won?
The punishment that I was going to give Minder was she was going to have to be recorded going into Minecraft and creating a giant monument to me, and then she was going to have to post it on every social media saying that I was the best Harry Potter fan ever.
That's
and
not
she
a bad
agreed
one.
to it if I won. The way things happened, our Pat Sajak was biased towards, a certain blonde that we all know.
He's full of shit. He's full of shit. There was no bias.
He got a hold of Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg and, got them to create lag in my area when it comes to the internet. There was a lot of lag that day. But, I lost. So I am willing to do the challenge.
It'll be fun.
Whether it's, singing or dancing or dressing up like, Wonder Woman.
So, it's probably going to be a little while before we do another challenge, but I'm curious to see what we're going to end up doing for another challenge. As far as news goes, guys, another Doki Doki will come out soon. I haven't forgot about Doki Doki. I've just been super busy. A lot of life shit's been going on. I've been doing a lot of editing for us with it, especially when we're in podcast season. So I mean, don't count Doki Doki out. It's just gonna slow down. And let's talk about the season. The season's gone by quick. We're already on 91.
It has gone by extremely fast.
It felt like last season wasn't. But then again, I think you said it yesterday when we were on the phone. We took a few breaks last year. Or last season, so
yeah, last season we did have quite a few breaks.
There's life stuff happening, how it goes.
A lot of live stuff. And this season we've taken 1 week break.
There's been a lot more planning too with this season.
Yeah, there really has been. I mean, I'm surprised we haven't taken more breaks this season than we did last season because we've done so much more this season. 3 Comic-Cons.
3 Comic-Cons.
4 Denver.
Well, yeah, Denver counts. Yeah, so those Comic-Cons, and then with the podcast itself, even with some of these really cool people that we've been interviewing, getting all that set up.
Yeah.
And
then plus with True streaming, and you streaming, and Gambit is streamed.
Yeah, Gambit's actually streaming now. I'm gonna horse out a little bit. So we're streaming on Twitch and Facebook. I mean, we might stream on our YouTube channel eventually. I'm not sure. I'm trying. The whole reason we're not right now is because I don't want it to be cluttered. True and I had talked about that in the past, and one of my big things was I don't want to clutter up the YouTube page. because the YouTube page is going to be for, the content that we create and put on.
I'm going to break one rule. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We love reading your comments.
I said it still blows our mind that people find us entertaining, We like to be loved and we love to be liked. This podcast topic was even brought up, like I said, by a fan, by someone who had posted it. We have a lot of thanks to Nocturnal Minds, because he did a really good job on coming up with some topic ideas. All right, well, I guess, guys, with that said and done, we're going to end the podcast. And as always, guys, stay nerdy.
Always.